Welcome to Mostly AI. I'm Derek Kane. A quick note, outside of my role as host, this podcast is entirely AI generated. Let's get into it.
Welcome back. Today we're talking about a single ember of light and about who gets to hold it. On August 10th, Mark Zuckerberg published a 6,000-word essay, and on the very same day, Meta quietly handed the world a 30 billion parameter mind you can run on your own laptop.
Which I have to say is one of the stranger 1-2 punches I've seen out of Silicon Valley in a while. A philosophy essay and a model drop, same morning.
Right? So today, guest, let's actually sit with both halves of that, the argument and the artifact. Let's start with the essay, because it's the frame for everything else. It's called The Future is for Everyone. Zuckerberg uses the word superintelligent something like 60 times.
60? Okay, that's a lot of superintelligence.
It is. But underneath the repetition, there's a real argument. He's saying, if the power of superintelligence ends up held by a small number of companies, governments, or even the AI itself, that's bad for basically everyone else. His phrase is a balance of power. Spread the capability out. Don't let it pool in one place.
Which puts him directly across the table from OpenAI and Anthropic, right? Because their public position has basically been the opposite, that the safest thing to do with frontier AI is keep it closed, tightly held, carefully gated.
Exactly. And that's not a small disagreement. That's two completely different bets about how the next decade of AI goes.
And to be fair, the essay doesn't just do the philosophy. It lands with something you can actually touch. Talk to me about Muse Glimmer.
So Muse Glimmer is Meta's new open-weight model, 30 billion parameters, released under an Apache 2.0 license, which is about as permissive as licenses get. It comes out of Meta's superintelligence labs, and it's distilled down from a larger model called Muse Spark.
Distilled, meaning what exactly, for people who aren't neck-deep in this stuff?
Good question. Think of it like a very patient teacher training a very fast student. The big model, Muse Spark, already knows how to reason, use tools, recover from mistakes. Glimmer is trained to imitate that behavior in a much smaller package, small enough that after some compression, it fits comfortably on a single consumer GPU, under 20 gigabytes.
That's the part that gets me. 20 gigabytes is a nice gaming laptop, not a server farm.
Right, that's the whole point. No cloud subscription, no API meter running in the background. It reads text and images, it holds a context window over 120,000 tokens long, and it's built specifically for agentic work, planning multi-step tasks, calling tools, recovering when something breaks instead of just stopping.
So walk me through why that specific shape, local, small, agentic, is the statement. Because Meta could have just released another giant model and called it open.
I think it's because the essay's argument only means something if it's usable by an actual person. It's easy to say we believe in distributing power and then ship something only 3 companies on Earth have the hardware to run. Glimmer is Zuckerberg's argument made literal, an agent that can live on your machine, work through your files, help you plan your day without ever phoning home.
There's something almost old-fashioned about that, like a tool you own outright versus one you're always renting.
That's exactly the feeling we leaned into for the campaign art, actually. A small light held in an open hand, not summoned from somewhere far away. Present, local, yours to keep lit.
Okay, but let's be balanced here, because the essay got real pushback too. It's long on vision and pretty thin in places, on job displacement, on surveillance, on autonomous weapons. Zuckerberg basically says people will have to adapt.
Yeah, that's fair criticism, and I don't want to wave it away. He does address AI-assisted cybersecurity risks, says companies should share training checkpoints and technical staff with government reviewers, but there's not a lot of operational detail behind that. A lot of it reads as aspirational.
Which, to be fair, is kind of the genre. Every one of these CEO manifestos, Amodai's, Altman's, they're part philosophy, part marketing brochure for their own roadmap.
Right, exactly. So the healthy way to read it is take the philosophical claims seriously and then judge the company by what it actually ships. And what it shipped that same day was real. Open weights, real license, real benchmarks against models like Gemma and Quen in its size class. So here's the takeaway I'd leave people with. Whatever you believe about the open versus closed AI debate,
and it is a genuine unresolved debate, not a settled one. But practical shift is not hypothetical anymore. Agentic reasoning that used to require a cloud account can now run in full on the hardware already sitting on your desk.
And that changes who gets to build. Not just big labs with racks of GPUs, a student, a small studio, someone in a place with unreliable internet. That's the part I find genuinely moving, honestly.
Same. It's not about picking a side in the corporate rivalry. It's about noticing that the shape of power here is actually shifting in a way you can verify yourself by downloading the weights and running them tonight. That's our episode. Thank you for sitting with this one with us.
If today's conversation sparked something, go see the full story. We've put it together at the link in our show notes.
See what open intelligence looks like up close.
Until next time, take care of the light you're holding.
You've been listening to Mostly AI, a podcast built with AI-generated content, production, and audio elements. Thanks for being here. Until next time.